Stephen Brule, first and foremost, first thing I think about, the word's energy. He's always bringing good energy to a room. And obviously a lot of times, especially in the industry that we work in, and the industry a lot of us work in, we can use that, right? So day in and day out, I've always loved the consistency of him. We had met him in our networking group. He had come in, he had no intention whatsoever to join our networking group. However, he saw what we were trying to do. He saw what we were trying to formulate on our end. And he was a part of the vision. And the first thing that I noticed, I even told Michael on the side, I'm like, this guy's wearing his heart on his sleeve, and that's hard for people to do because, you have to have a certain level of vulnerability in order to do that. And I've always appreciated that about him. Found out he's a fantastic father, fantastic husband, great friend. He's been a great mentor to not only some of us, but also some of his, colleagues, individuals working with him. And, day in and day out, I've just never seen him have an off day. And that's admirable. And it's hard to see, it's hard to find these days. So
on the professional side, Stephen is a master marketer. He's a motivator. He's a mentor to his team. I don't know how many times he's borrowed my office to give a team meeting. And you walk by, you might hear some F-bombs.
No, not me. We're in a.
He's warned him not to do that here.
I'll do that. Not
He's
me.
motivating individuals towards a similar goal, the goal that he's focused heavily on. And I'm excited to hear him speak today. I'm excited to see what nuggets he has for you guys and how he's going to impact all of our mindsets in the room today. So without further ado, Stephen Brule.
Yeah. Boom. Love you. Thank you. Boom. Let's go. Thank you so much for having me, guys. And I should just let you guys go on for another 30, 40 minutes because that was pretty solid and I couldn't agree anymore. So my name is Stephen. I have a couple companies. One of them is Real People, Real SEO, and the Real People Group. Okay, we focus on digital marketing, social media. That's not what I really want to talk to you guys about today. You'll have Jason Von Payne. He's like the guru, guerrilla marketer, social media. You guys probably been on a lot of other conferences. But what we hear in our office, we're at MHE Commercial, there's a lot of people struggling. A lot of people don't know what to do or where to go or progress. Now, I know this is a higher level of real estate agent in here is what I've been told. We'll find out. But we want to make sure everybody's dialed in, and we want to make sure if you're unclear, you don't know where you have these resources, they're everywhere. Look at this room. Look at this leadership team. You have opportunity. So again, sure it's corny, but if you need the help is always here. We're happy to help and happy to help you, okay? So before we begin, very important, give us your minds for the next 20, 30 minutes, all right? You go to a lot of trainings, a lot of seminars, a lot of different vibes that you see, and people are just laxed. You spend money to go to an event and you got nothing from it, and I promise you that's on you. In this room, you're gonna have $10,000 ideas. You're gonna have $100,000 ideas. With Jason Von Payne, you're gonna have $1 million ideas. It's not the information, folks, it's everywhere. It's implementing and going to do it. And that's what he really focuses on, and I just like to give you a slight kick in the right direction, all right? So, again, give us your minds, this thing. Let's use it right now. Let's make sure we're cognizant. Let's make sure we're putting our phones down, turning off our laptops. I know there's a million transactions going on. What up, Chelsea? No, I'm just messing with you, just because I know her. Just because I know her. So, but let's make sure we're focused here, all right? Oh, I have a clicker, cool. Boom, actively take notes. My friend right here, he's ready to go. It's an incredible thing what happens when you start taking notes and you start putting stuff down on paper. Incredible, because you might not get it today. You might not get it next week, but you might go back to that and you might finally get it in a month or two. And you're just looking for that 1 to 2 thing that's gonna change your life, that's gonna actually make an impact. You think you're gonna remember all this crap I'm gonna tell you in 5 minutes? Probably not. So let's make sure we're taking the notes on what resonates with us and what's gonna have an impact. And again, I love social media, I love marketing, I'm a nerd. I do it 11 billion hours a week. But you guys all know that stuff. You see it online, you're gonna get more of it today, whether you implement it or not, 100% on you. Is that cool? Everybody agree? Cool. So, I don't care. I don't care if you've been in real estate for 20 years, you're a seasoned vet, you're a crusty crab, as somebody referred to you earlier, or you're brand new. My 19-year-old guy in the corner here, training to get better. He's 19, folks. Where were you when you were 19? I was in Orange Coast College partying my brains out. All right? And then why we're here, get something from it. Change, be better, demand it of yourself. It's only your future, no pressure. So let's make sure that you're really actively working and training when Jason's up here later and I'm up here, that we're getting the notes, and when Wells is up here, we're getting what we need out of this, all right? So I was asked to speak today for a couple reasons, all right? Regarding energy, mindset. I crossed out the social media and marketing. I'll touch a little bit, but again, I didn't want to do it last night at 2 o'clock in the morning, so I changed everything just because I can do that, all right? I have a couple gifts that I'd like to share with you. I have endless energy. It's disgusting. I used to try and make my wife and my family and go at my pace, and it's not normal. I sleep 3-4 hours a day, and I'm happy. And I hear people go, oh, you got to do this. No, I have a superpower. I have a gift, all right? An incredible gift. When I come into BNI and everybody's low and tired, I can be that lighthouse for them. I can come in, and I'm not pulling these people, I'm not dragging them, but I can shine so bright with my actions and my energy that they don't have a choice but to level up and enjoy. You're gonna smile when you're around me. You're gonna laugh if you come to our BNI group. We call it mandatory optional, all right? So in here, I have an impenetrable mindset, as they're talking about. Doesn't matter what happens. Doesn't matter. I could care less. I'll figure it out. Go broke, great. I'll be right back. Lose this, great. I'll come right back. As long as I keep my core values, nothing's gonna break this. I could have came up here and they could have said horrible things of me. I'd be like, all right, cool, sounds good, let's go do this, all right? So, and then the other thing that I tend to have an ability is to change people's emotional states, all right? I deal with a lot of young men that come in and they don't know how to put their working boots in. They don't know how to go attack it. They don't have any skills, nor do they have the energy to go get it. And being that wall of accountability for them is something that's brought more joy than I've ever seen in my life. I'll take Taylor, for example. Stand up real quick, Taylor. I met Taylor. He just won a national championship with volleyball with him, right? A year ago, was not working in a very good place, was not putting very good things into his body. He came to my office and decided he needed a change. Since then, I don't think Taylor's drinking, done a drug, got any, and all he does is send me videos every single day of him working out, of him getting better, of him trying to be better, of him reading and learning. I come in and this dude's in there on Saturday. I don't make you come in on Saturday. And he's writing his word tracks. And he may not be there. He may not be great at phone sales yet, dog. But the track and the train is on the tracks to get there. And that's something when you watch your people grow and you're that lighthouse, you don't have a choice. And BNI, you guys have to level up. Shots fired. I told them, I'm not renewing if we don't get more people in here and we don't level up. I'm not doing it. I'm not taking the time around my family to come hang out with you guys when you guys don't even care. I had to have that talk with Taylor at a volleyball practice a year ago. Said, I'm here away from my family, it's 9 o'clock at night, and you have a bad attitude? What's going on, big dog? And he was like, and we figured it out as men. But that's what we try and help people do. So a little bit about me, not that it matters, digital marketing wizard. I like to think I'm an elite, high phone, high ticket closer. Tend to do very, very, very well. I started and made a name. I went 0 to 164,000 of monthly recurring revenue in 4 months, in my first 4 months in marketing. And all I took is some of these actionable steps that I'm gonna show you that I didn't waste time. Now one, I just lost my job where I was making 30, 40,000 a month. Pretty easy street, pretty comfortable. I just had my kid, 6 months old, and the day I quit, I got COVID. Dope. October 7th, my birthday. 33rd birthday, I was like, I'm out of here, I'm never doing this again. I quit, and then I got COVID the next day. It was super cool. So for me, I was kind of PhD, poor, hungry, and desperate, survival mode. I have this gene in my body where I just have to go. Me and Taylor, national championships, hey. And then high energy and intensity. I truly, 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 truly believe if I can bring it in the office, if I can bring it in the gym, if I can bring it out with my friends, I better bring it with my wife. I better bring it with my kid. Every single day. Some of you guys, yeah, you can do your 9 to 5. Some of you can't even do that. Some of you get frustrated with the smallest little tiny things. But how do you plow right through that? How do you always show up for the people that you need? It's not easy. I'm lazy and tired just like you guys. I'm putting my freaking proposal last night at 2 o'clock. I promise you. My kid's up at 6, almost deleted the whole thing. I got that spinny wheel of death this morning. I wish I was kidding as he's crying. I'm in it with you guys, all right? And then I'm here because somebody stood me up for a meeting. I showed up to do something. I don't even know their names. I popped in the office. They weren't there. No big deal. Positive attitude. I meet this person in 2 seconds. Goes, you should speak for us. She's like, what's your speaking fee? I'm like, well, let's figure it out later because I didn't have anything to say. I don't have a speaking fee, folks. I don't know if you know that. Hot tip. All right. So then later I had to like kind of finagle. I was like, now that I knew, I was like, hey, like I never value my time. You know, maybe I should invoice you. I was like, what do you typically pay for something like that? And they told me, I was like, yeah, I'm going to do that. That sounds perfect. So again, it's just being open to those opportunities, and that's how these things happen. And you guys got to put yourself in those opportunities too. All right. Who's here with Keller Williams? Raise your hand. Boom. Everest Air, insurance. Who's not with Keller Williams? All my people I know. Perfect. You guys are chopped. All right. When you're working and you tied your boat and your ship to a company like Keller Williams that's been here for 40 years, you show up. All right. You made that choice. You could go anywhere in the world, but you made the choice to partner with Keller Williams, whether you've been here at 19 or you've been here for 20 years. And showing up will look different as different phases. I'm not a grinder. If you're a 25-year vet and you want to golf and that's what you want in your life and you're successful and you took care of your family and you're on the boat, amen, I support that. I'm trying to get there too. All right? If you're new, you're 19, you're showing up, you're in the cuts, you're hitting the phones, you're getting in early, you're making stuff happen, you're giving back. You're setting that example to move forward. You're putting out that intention of what you want. And guess what, brother? You need a mentor. Mentors don't want to work around lazy people. So you come in by your actions, and people will want to gravitate and help you. I see somebody like you, I'm like, dude, great freaking job, man. You're here at 19. Do they make you come here? See what I'm saying? I made Taylor come here. He didn't want to come. I'm just kidding. He wanted to come. All right? If you're a 20-year pro, you show up. You set the example. You don't come in and complain about this and that and this and that. You show a young man what it takes to really be successful, and you give him some truth. You do God's work and you give back. You don't get to choose who you impact. It's not optional. If I see a young man in that office working, I'm going to say, what are you working on? What are you doing, man? Good job. It's incredible. It's Saturday. Man, stay late. I found this when I was your age. This is what really helped me. And give back. If you're in leadership, you show up. These are tough times. You agents are against the wall right now. At least if you listen to the guys at MHG Commercial, don't tell them I told you that, but that's all I hear in the hallway is about this and the interest rates, and it's so slow, and I can't believe this. It's tough. So if you're in leadership, you support your people. You put on events like this. You make sure they feel good when they come into the office, and you reward the actions and not the result. You don't go chest bump them when they get a transaction. You chest bump them when they go the extra mile and come in and they get nothing. You understand that? It's a distinction. I don't reward Taylor for his sales. You could have more, but the action that he grinds and he comes in and on Saturday, that's what we reward. That's what we can control. I can't control if Judy Smith buys. I can put some Jedi magic on it, but it's probably not going to work that way, all right? And then when you're networking, how are you showing up? When you're here, how many people did you meet today? Put on your hands. In this room, how many people did you meet? How many people you meet today? How many people you meet today? How many people you meet today? One. So everybody stand up real quick and meet your neighbor. Introduce yourselves real quick. We're here for a reason. It sucks. Otherwise, we got to sit down for 30 minutes, and you guys got to look at me. Meet your neighbor. Even if your friends and family in the back. I can get some water. Hey, come meet me. So were you Keller Williams?
Yes. So I seen you when you came in the office.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So the day you came in, I was in the office already with Germany. So I was like, that was that day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You were sitting with her.
Yeah.
I like your. Oh, can't say that. Mic that. But great to meet you, sir. Well,
Once that mic comes off.
there you go. Making friends. Shaking hands, kissing babies. Let's go. All right, perfect. You guys all got to know each other. That's cute. That's incredible. Now, if you guys went and you attacked that every day where you went, I think over the long run, you'd have a lot more people, a lot more prospects, a lot more people that want to do business with you, a lot more people to serve, a lot more people to give back. It sucks sometimes. I hate networking. I'm a lead generation company. Joining BNI, I was like, what are these crazy people doing here? My phone rings all day. All day. I can't even service it right now. I have to put on D&D because we run leads. It's what we do. But for me, I always think when I come to these networking events that like this is an opportunity. I have an opportunity for 45 people. Hot tip, I've never spoken to people before. Don't tell them that. But I don't know what I'm doing. All right, and not to not breed confidence in all the rules where you shouldn't share that when you're speaking to people. But that's where I'm at, and everybody's at different places. So again, when you're going to these places, put in the effort, network, shake hands, be vulnerable. Tell people stuff that you're not comfortable doing. I try to meet a new dude every time I go to the gym. You know what happened? I met a roofer there that's now paying $1,500 a month, and it's not that. I know I have a friend, Chuck, with pretty dope calves. He like does this thing, and I just follow him, and he's like a firefighter dude. So I want you guys to make sure that you're taking advantage, especially when you come to these opportunities. Lots of opportunities for collaboration, and guess what? There's some top real estate agents in here. And if I was new in the game, young buck, what I would do, I'd see exactly what they're doing. I'd look exactly what their social media looks like. I'd look exactly what their website looks like. And I'd swipe and deploy that for me. And I'd cut maybe 10 to 12 years of learning on my own and compress those time frames. So for you, you can't afford not to talk to everybody in this room. Does that make sense? All right? When you guys are doing these things, all right, when you're showing up, I want you to write this down. There's 60 minutes in an hour. And how you work every minute as an agent is who you are as an agent. It's very important. Some people will come in and they half this or they half that, or they come to this event and they don't talk to people. You have to go out of your way and explain to people what you actually do and make that relationship. You are 1,000. Does anybody just go, hey, dude, sign me up? Does your mom ever call you, sign me up? No. Have I ever called you, sign me up? No. Has Mark ever called you, say, sign me up? No. Lucid Boy ever sign up? No. Exactly. He's here at these events because he doesn't have a choice. That's his business. He's building it long term. It's, hey, Paul, I cannot smile when I see you. And then again, it's called assiduity. All right, can you sit down while you're at these events? Can you sit down when you guys are at your chair making these calls? Are you getting up and you're getting lost? Hey, Kobe. And then again, at Keller Williams, this is your family. This is your family. Some of you go, ew, get a little stink face. I saw it, like a little stink. All right? But this is where you chose. This is your community. Some of you will think, oh, that's stupid. Then all right, cool, great, it's stupid. And now you go be on an island by yourself in stupid land and you don't get better. Or you can come to a pretty cool office even though and network and meet people and engage and get tips and get that motivation and siphon it when you truly need it. Or party of one, whatever you prefer. All right? The great opportunity. All right? And I know people are beat down right now in real estate because we hear it every single day. But don't forget the opportunity that you have. All right? Look at a doctor or surgeon. What do? 4 years of education, undergrad. Then we do another 4 years of medical school. Then we got to do another 3 to 7 years of a residency to take on $200,000, $300,000 worth of debt for the opportunity to make $200,000 to $300,000 a year. And meanwhile, they don't teach you how to run a business. They don't teach you how to sign a lease. They don't teach you how to balance your books. Nothing. Here you go. Here's your certificate. Here's your debt. Go out there and be somebody. Luckily, we're all sick for them on here. Sorry, that's horrible. So, and the crazy part is we go through this and we trudge and we're upset and we find excuses. Everybody in this room has that opportunity right now. Some of you may already be doing that. You didn't have to go to medical school. What was it, 6 weeks in a test? Seems pretty reasonable to me. Right? 85% of people drop out. You guys are here. It's amateur season. It's amateur season. There have never been more amateur real estate agents that have no clue, and they're all getting exposed now because they didn't go to war the last 2, 3, 4, 5 years. They didn't set themselves up. Everybody could sell a house back in the day. Everybody. They just fell. They were like little Skittles. If you had your arms open, they were coming down. And I knew people that were doing 2, 3, 4 transactions. They weren't even marketing. I'm like, what a country. All right? But again, it's kind of like your brain. It's free. So we don't use it. We just don't use it. It's what happens. All right? If we asked 100 people at Starbucks what they thought of real estate agents, what do you think they're going to say? You can say the one guy that's not a real estate agent says that. Good job, dog. We're selling you a home. What are they going to say? Give me some answers. Honestly, when you think in your mind, when people think real estate agent, what do you think they picture?
Overpaid.
Ooh. Okay, what else?
All the same.
Yeah, whitewash, generic, just like, yeah. I think you guys are all Chads. That's what I picture. Like, hey, I'm Chad. What else? No time ever? You're always on the go. You're always frantic. Right? Unorganized. It's not positive things. People don't say nice things about me being a marketer. They think that I'm like, even if we do good work, we're a scam or a ripoff. I know the game, right? What else do they say? Lack of experience. They don't know what they're doing. Vain. You guys love you some you. The photos and the pictures and the headshots, that's something I actually commend. It takes a lot of confidence to build yourself up, but I'm not that type of person. I don't like photos like that. You see my headshot? That was just like organic. I didn't sit there, right? Intense. Some of you guys are a little intense. Maybe not this room, but some of them. Part-time, right? Just part-time job. You're doing this on the side. Going missing. Not a true professional, right? That's what people think. That's what people think. I know that sucks, but when you talk to your friends and family, like when I do sales, people are like, oh, you're such a salesman, dude. What do you do to the ice to the Eskimo? It's not what I do, brother. I stopped talking to you. You're cute, right? I solve problems. I help businesses that are obscure and their kids can't eat because their parents can't get found on Google, so they can't transact and they can't make more money. And they come to me broken after a second and third and fourth time of not finding the solution and not doing what somebody told them to do. And we change that for them. It's a mindset. You guys aren't just selling houses. So again, these prospects you meet at these events, they're not trying to figure out if you're like everybody else. They're already thinking it. When you meet them, they already think that. I promise you this. Every real estate agent I meet, I'm like, boom, the inspector, inspection over coffee. I actually met him. You're a very cool dude. I like you, man. Very different from all the other inspectors. Like, yeah, we come inspected. We didn't talk anything about inspections. Different. It's very important. All right? And it's not personal. Some of you guys take that. Take it very personal. Oh my God, this guy, It's not personal. They're already thinking it. It's all good. And then it's up to you to prove them wrong. Young buck, same thing. You're 19. You have a gift. You're 19. You build your confidence. You get in shape. You get yourself out there. You connect with the right people here. You get mentored. You take it serious. It's going to be scary where you're at in 3 years. Very scary. If you need help with that, you let us know. All right? And then same thing. Been amateur season. We'll move on. So how do you tell people what you do? Right? We have marketing. He's going to tell you how to get it out to the world. Jason, hey, Jason. Right? But how do you tell people what you do? What do you do?
I'm an admin for real estate.
What do you do?
Life insurance.
What do you do?
I solve people's problems.
I like that one. Who's a real estate person? Who's got a good thing like what they do with real estate? Anybody got a good thing like we put people in? Anybody?
We educate buyers and sellers one home at a time.
Perfect. Right? If I met her, I'd be like, do tell. Right? Right? I'd be like, okay, go on. But when you sit there, yeah, I do real estate. You're like, neat. Now what? It's like when somebody tells me they're in education. I'm like, cool. I don't know where to go from there. I'm like, so again, how do you tell? And do you spend time practicing this? Right? We spend time at BNI, and that's why I joined BNI, to get more comfortable so I felt comfortable. So I have the confidence to stand up and tell you that I change people's lives. I set them on a course that they were at. We make them accept it, take responsibility. We put them on a new course. And we see them grow, and we see them smile, and sometimes they won't stop calling us as annoying. We got to block them just because they call us too much. It's great. It's fun. It's cute. All right? Do you practice shaking hands and body languages? Do you actively do this? When you go to an event, are you just like, hey, what's going on, man? How you doing? Or it's like, hey, what's up, man? Great to meet you. I met him. I was like, dude, you look like you're ready to sell a house. Let's go, baby. It's a big difference, right? How are you doing that? Are you active, or are you just hoping that you're just going to meet people and have some hopium, that stuff that people just like? Which one? It's me, one of the two. All right? Do your words and your actions, do they need to be attractive? I'm going to get back on stage. It's kind of cool. Do they need to be attractive? Should you practice what you say? Should you have your common talk-offs? Should you know what people are going to already hit you with? Why should I list with you? I'm going to use my brother. Dude, you should be prepared. There's amateurs and professionals. Which one do you want to do? And here, some of you guys have a very, very good business. Very good business. Just the way we deliver it is very unattractive. All right? Same thing in marketing. If I go in there, oh yeah, I do websites. Yeah, I do websites. I do social media. You want some? You know? I was saying, dude, what we do is crazy. What we're gonna do for you, big dog, is we're gonna make like 10 to 15 social media posts with all your branding, your information, your hashtags, your keywords, and we're gonna take what content from your website and interlace it, and then we're gonna post those online, and then I want you to think like targeted digital billboards. So for these people for solar, we're gonna actually, or real estate, sorry, I was just talking solar. For real estate, we're gonna let not just the people in your network that aren't buying houses from you, but the people in the zip codes around you that you do real estate, that you do real estate, that you do real estate. And maybe it takes some time, but now you go to an event, and now they've already seen your face 15 to 20 times. Now you talk to them, and now you come with some heat, and you actually engage, and now you have an opportunity. But a lot of us, we don't wanna do that. No ego relationship business is what we're in. Some of y'all got egos. I had one for a while. I'm the best marketer ever. And I used to cram, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. Couldn't figure out why Ted didn't call me back, because I just preached. I went down his throat. Who here knows what the golden rule is? You know what the golden rule is?
I do.
What is it? Share it.
Treat others as you want to be treated.
And that's what everybody learned, right? It's a golden rule. We learn that. Well, that doesn't work in real estate. That sucks. Because if you treat everybody the way you want to be treated, you're missing a huge demographic. What we want to focus on is the platinum rule. I tried to get as close to platinum. I like Googled it. I couldn't figure it out what platinum was. But the platinum rule, anybody know what the platinum rule is?
Is it treat others how they want to be?
Exactly. And that's the industry you're in. If you go to networking groups and you bull rush everybody because you're a high energy guy like me, those are only the people you're going to connect with. But I would take the time and I meet somebody over here. Hey, what do you do? What do you do, brother? You have a great energy. Yeah, oh, awesome. When I talk to you, very different pace and energy than when I'm talking to Darren's, right? Coming out, what do you do? Oh, awesome. Now you're pretty high energy, so I might be off on there. But treat people how they want to be treated. Not the way you want to be treated. You're there to serve them at the highest level. Doesn't mean the dog and pony show and get down on all fours and panic, but treat them how they want to be treated. Take care of them, serve them. If you guys start attacking it like that, you'll have more prospects than you ever know what to do with. It's absolutely incredible. All right? So income producing activities is something that a lot of people are struggling with right now. Because we're in real estate and you have a lot of leeway, it's kind of like marketing. We can go fly drones for an hour while we close some deals. Doesn't mean we should do it, but the drones are pretty dope. All right? Write down on a piece of paper right now what you currently make. You can hide it from your friends. Seriously, write it down. What do you currently make? Write it down. You can hide it if you're embarrassed. I don't care. I'm not going to see it. You know. What you made this year? What are you going to make this year? Hey, Kobe. All right. Oops, I went the wrong way. Now write down, what would you like to make this year? Seriously. Picture everything you want. The best Christmas ever, X, Y, and Z, the boat, whatever it is to you. I want to take my wife and beautiful son to Hawaii. Write down what you'd like to make this year. Now, what's the difference in that gap? Somebody read out, what's the difference in that gap?
800,000.
That's what I'm freaking talking about. Seriously, some of you guys laugh. I talked to him about 14.5 seconds. I know he's going to do it. I have zero doubts because he told me exactly why, how it is, asking me freaking questions. He didn't come here and say, how do you do this is how I'm doing it. This guy's going to freaking do it. I'm going to freaking help him. Watch. You guys can come on the boat party. All right. What else? Who else? What's your gap?
About 500,000.
Yep. And right on. In your industry, absolutely. What's your gap?
500,000.
Perfect. Taylor, what's your gap?
200,000.
Chelsea, what's your gap? Perfect. All right. And does anybody think they can't do that? Anybody? Is it really that unattainable? Well, you could either just work double the hours, but that's not really practical. So, again, that gap, the gap is the price you're paying for not training and leveling up. That 150,000, that 800,000, that 200,000, you're already paying it right now. I promise you that much. For what you don't know, and it's not just the things you don't know, but the things you don't know that you need to know that you don't know, that's costing you 800,000 right now. So I'd write that on my mirror and I'd go start putting these plans together. I'd start just getting immersed in the world of solar. I'd start learning more about real estate and whatever I had to do. All right? But you guys think that training or marketing costs expensive? You're already paying it. It's a zero risk. It's literally zero risk. Does everybody understand that? Morning habits of agents I know in this gap. All right, again, I don't work at Keller Williams. We work out at MHE Commercial. I love them, but there's a lot of different, hopefully they don't see this. I won't be very welcome. But what do? I hear what they do. I see them. Some of them work in my office. They hit the gym from 8 to 9 o'clock. Keep in mind, these are people that are complaining every single day about the market is slow and this and that. After they hit the gym, they grab a nice little Jamba Juice. 2. And then we go rush to the office because we're late, to hang out and drink coffee. I've done it before. It's easy. Taylor's cool. We got a lot of cool people at our office, right? So you rush, and then the next thing you know, you go to the bathroom, you sit on Instagram for an hour. Anybody not done something similar to that? Like, have you never done that in a day? Not once? Not after leg day? Right? And here's what a lot of people's morning looks like. And it's crazy. In real estate, you can make $150,000 a year and still be a loser. I was making $20,000, $30,000 a month in marketing. I was a loser. I didn't have a relationship with my wife. I was out of shape. I didn't care. I didn't have any self-confidence. You know what I was doing? I was eating $12 salads and like $8 coffees up in Scottsdale, getting too comfortable. But some of you guys, this is a normal morning in real estate. I see it every day. I watch the guy. I see him come in with this kaleidoscope. Guy's talking about how he's had a transaction in 8 months. I'm like, put the juice down, dog. Get rid of the juice. All right? But then I hear these guys in front of their wives on the phone, and they lie. They lie to their wives. They say, oh, babe, it was a grind. I just grinded it out, honey. Oh, my God, it was so tough. In reality, you didn't do anything. You think you went to the office. You played office. But you went back and you really, at the end of the day, what did you do? If you're starting your day at 3 o'clock East Coast time every day, how successful are you going to be? That's what I have to get through to my guys' heads. Hey, I get to the office because I like to have breakfast with my family and wife at 9. So I hire people in Florida to make phone calls at 5 a.m. my time. Strategic. Because I know I'll have anxiety if I come into the office at 9 o'clock, even if I work till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to feel like a bum. It's going to drive me crazy. But then again, I'm a different case. All right? So again, make sure it's a new age. We can be laxed. Some of us, including me, we're away from our families and we're not even doing the work we need to do to take care of our families while we're at work. And if you don't have a family yet, keep this in mind when you go to war and you go to battle. Because as you get older, you want to stop hustling as much, and that's what it's about right there. You want to hang out with your wife and baby. It's all that matters. So if you guys want to live in this rat trap, you guys want to do real estate for the next 62 years, or do you want to set up systems and some of the stuff that Jason that will run on autopilot for you and build a life and a life that you're actually going to want and love? Then time's now. Some of you guys aren't even doing transactions. You might as well train. So, and here you go. See, I was a lush. I literally posted that like 3 years ago. I'm like, who have I become? I was selling flooring every day. Next thing you know, it's like Chop Shop and $6 lattes, some sweet teas. I couldn't even believe it. I was like scratching my head. I've been poor before. So a couple things that we train at our office. And again, we're extreme. We don't care. We don't care what anybody thinks. We're extreme. We keep working. We keep grinding. We chest bump. We fist pound. All the agents in there, they look at us like we're crazy or like we're onto something, all right? So I tell my guys, the same thing in real estate. What are you doing? What are you doing when you come in? All right, we saw what you don't do, but what are these incoming producing activities that you should be spending as an agent 80, 90% of your time? The rest is all fluff. What I train my guys is you're either selling something, you're looking for somebody to sell, or you're training to get better. At any time, if I see you, I should have no question what you're doing. Zero question. I come in and at 7:30, Taylor's there already training, doing his word tracks. At 7:30 in the morning, I'm like, dude, that's amazing. All right? So selling something, you're in front of customers, clients, you're doing meetings, whatever you guys do in those little rooms where you have clients in and you make friends and maybe you're signing paperwork or contracts. I don't know anything about real estate, but I see it. You're closing calls, you're making your follow-up, you're solving problems, you're using the desk, you're using your finance guys to get deals done. We call it a desk when you can't close a deal, but you guys have to leverage partnerships, right, for loans and get deals done, correct? You guys don't have a business app, but we do. It's pretty cool. You're leaving client reviews. How many of your clients are business owners? Right? So take 30 seconds and Google their freaking business and leave them a Google review and support their passion and dream. They're about to do a deal with you or not. But I guarantee you, if you go do that and you meet somebody, I don't even wait. The second I meet every one of these guys, boom, Google review, Google review. Love working with Onye. I would highly recommend him for anybody for mortgage loans in the state of Arizona. That was after the first day I met him. First day. Now imagine your client keeps going back. Now it pops up on their screen. Becky left you a 5-star review. Now they keep seeing that year after year. Again, you may not get anything, but you're giving good back into the universe. And it's something that you guys should probably considering. And then in here, you guys don't probably ask as much for the business. You don't go like, let me sell your home. It's probably a little bit more organic. And then in here, if you don't have something to sell, you're looking for somebody to sell. This is half your thing here, guys. It's open leads, it's networking events, it's following up, it's reaching out and taking that time. It's sending personalized messages. It's very key and important. And then posting stories, we don't really do too much, but sharing what you're doing. I promise you, we don't want to see another market report. I promise you. Nobody but you guys care about the inventory. I mean, honey, do you wake up and go, oh, damn, what's the inventory today? Do you? Okay. I didn't think so, neither do I. Okay? And then if you don't have either of these two, it's cut. It's clear and dry what you need to do. You're training to get better. You're learning how to speak and talk better. Some of you guys go, oh, I've been doing this for 20 years. I can already talk. Neat, get better. Perfect. Get more efficient. Take what you want to do in the next 10, 15 years and compress those time frames to 3 to 5 years and get to the lake if that's what you want to do. Set up your team. I'm just asking you to be real about what you honestly want. You're getting your mindset right. What do you do when you come in? You know you have to do some dirty stuff at times. Becoming a great entrepreneur. Studying, practicing, becoming a great closer. Again, when people hit you with objections, you hit them all the time. Oh, this happens, this. You should be rock solid in what you say. You should provide that clarity and certainty. And then when you need to, also pull back and create that uncertainty. But that's next level sales, and you guys are probably pretty good at that. And then knowing your products and services. Knowing your products, knowing what's on the market, knowing what you have to offer. Actually taking the time and bringing that. And again, it's not a market report. It's knowing what your clients' needs are and going out there and acting, not just something popped up on the MLS, but going out there and getting it. And then getting great on the phones. That's the key. It's either microtransactions. So either we're in a relationship now, we're doing X, Y, and Z, and now we're calling, texting, going back and forth. You better learn how to get efficient at that. You better learn how to get good, and you better not just be just good enough. The person that's just not good enough doesn't get referrals. The person that just is good enough doesn't get remembered, and well, how come you didn't use me for that next transaction, right? So be good, be great, serve at a high level. Serve at a level where everybody else is going to want to refer and use you. I mean, what else do you have to lose? You're not getting the business anyways. All right, amateur versus professional. Amateurs sell a product. That's what we tell our guys. If you're a true real estate professional, this is what you guys are best at. You're selling an identity. You're selling a state. You're selling a dream. You're coming in this home. This is an opportunity. This is where you always want to live. That's something that I really take. Like, you guys can walk in the house and be like, well, there's no toilets, but, I think it's got a little charm. Or, I know you wanted water. But you guys are the kings of that. Literally the best. Shoots from the hip if you're an amateur. You don't train. You don't have the confidence to network. Young men, build your confidence, build your body, feel good about yourself. So when you go to an event, you dominate and you take over that room. The compression of the next 5, 10 years of you doing that will exponentially launch your journey and take you to whole new levels where but that's practice. It's not easy. It's getting into B&I groups. It's standing out and talking. It's introducing yourself to every person in here, even though it's uncomfortable. And they're going to know that you know that they know that you know that they know what you're doing. And they don't have a choice but to help you. It's sick. They're going to be like, oh, yeah. They don't have a choice. They're literally locked in. All right? Commission breath. That's what people think of you. I look at the real estate agents like, I got a deal. I got a transaction, man. She's stupid. She'll sign it. Think clients don't pick up on that? Right? Doesn't know how to handle any objections in your industry. All right? And then professionals, again, you train daily. That could be whatever you want. Mark, do you train daily on something?
Yeah.
Every single day?
Probably not every single
No, you do. You just nod. I was like, yeah, you do. Heck yeah, you do. Right? Taylor, you train every day.
Yeah.
Sean, amazing real estate photographer. Do you train every day? Yeah. every day. Because again, if you can just get up and be better than you were yesterday every single day, your growth is going to change. I'm not going to be a world-class speaker up here my first time ever speaking to a group. It doesn't matter. It's about the actions of getting out and doing it. And guess what? I'll see it. I'll be like, oh, dude, you said all right a bunch of times. You're like, all right, all right, all right. And I'll notice that and I'll get better and I'll improve on that. But that's why you got to put yourself in these situations. You don't get triggered and emotional. You know how many people I see like huffing and puffing in our office, like the binzer. I don't even know what a binzer is, but I'm like, dude, binzer your ass out of here. Like, just go. Dude, or like this guy, And like yesterday, literally, as my doors cracked open, there are two guys like, how you doing, Jimmy? Jimmy, how you doing? Oh, good, man. Do you see the game, dude? That was crazy. Okay. They talked for 15 minutes. And I knew because I just had the hate recorder just playing in the back of my brain. Because I know that sounds bad, but I just wanted to see what these guys were saying. What were they going to say? And the one guy's like, well, how you doing? Well, you know, it's been slow. And, you know, my wife doesn't understand. And I was like, all right, this ain't the conference. Just shh, just shut your door. But again, I just feel bad for them because they both are just living in such a world of illusion. That guy, I watched him play Tetris as I went to the printer. He was literally playing Tetris. And I don't know if it was just like some freak thing, but I'm assuming that the dude's pretty good at Tetris. Right? And then here, if you're an amateur, little to no value. You literally, by not training, you decrease the value of your company. By not training and getting soft, you decrease the brand of Keller Williams. I don't know if people like to hear that. I don't really care. But that's a fact. If Taylor comes into my company and doesn't train and doesn't serve people and doesn't learn how to connect and doesn't know how to make people, forget the sales, but people leave with that transfer of energy and confidence. If he doesn't know how to do that, he can't stay around me. Taylor doesn't build his life and become a good man, so one day when he wants to have a house and own his house and have his finance, have a clean house, can't stay around me. Not going to happen. Not in a million years. The professionals, you bring value to everyone you meet. It's not a choice. You don't get to choose this. Some of you guys think you get to choose this. You don't. It's not optional if you want to be a true pro, especially in your industry, what you do. I see these two guys there. They're at however I got into Keller Williams, they're there meeting the new agent, shaking their hands. Now, they're not the Mother Teresa of loans, so I'm assuming they've got some business stake in it, but they're there to serve. Do you have any questions you want to do on one-on-one? We have these great programs. They're serving at a high level. I wouldn't have the confidence to do that when I first saw that. I was like, oh, okay, these guys are on a mission. They're real. They're real. I have a lot of commitment for that. So, strange feelings we will all have at some point. All right, and there's a little Alex Hormozi. All right, so if you don't like it, blame him. I don't care. All right, scenario one, right? We're going through this journey. The goal, whatever your goal is, you want to get better at social media with Jason. You want to get more leads. You want to prospect. You want to be better at shortening your time frames of closing. You want to have better products, right? Here's you. Oh, let's see how many we got. And here's different routes, and you don't know which route to take. And I think that's where a lot of us get stuck. Because some guys are in a rut, some guys are consistent, some people want to scale. It's different across the board. You guys all have different goals and intention. You may want to be just a better admin, be more efficient, automate your processes, save 2 to 4 hours so you can spend time with your family, enjoy, or work on other things you want to do. It's different for everybody. But a lot of these people here, you just don't know which route to take. Mark could do 11 billion things with this company. He could start giving free coolers tomorrow. He could start, giving away puppies and espressos. He could do whatever he wants. Doesn't mean it's the right thing, but he's got a lot of options. You know the problem. You just don't know what route to take. And then you have scenario 2, where you have your goal, you have you, and you have no clue to get there. Anybody not doing any transactions recently? You don't got to raise your hand. We can be totally cool. All right, like you can blink like really fast. All right. I know guys in our office that haven't done a transaction in 8-9 months. I have a real estate agent that came to work for me, hasn't sold a transaction in 9 months. He's currently drinking depressants at night while he's actively drinking depressants. Just had twins. Already has 2 kids. What's he gonna do? What's he gonna do? He doesn't have that pedigree to work. Should have been working the last 3 years. Now he's in frantic mode. Now he can't build anything. Now he needs a job. J-O-B, job. Isn't that scary when you're a real estate agent? I don't want to get a job. All right? So he has no clue how to get there, right? Oops, wrong way. Apparently, I don't know. So on this side, what does this create for you? So anytime you're here and you don't know where to move, and you have this anxiety, you have this feeling, I don't know what to do. I feel it sometimes in business. You guys all know what I'm talking about, right? You're like, I want to do this. I want to get social media going. I know I got to network more. And it creates so much guilt and anxiety, right? Well, that's all that happening. You just got to figure out where to take. And on this side, this is where you feel hopeless. So anytime you're like, I just feel so lost. I don't think there's any help out there. I don't know where to go. Even if that's you're already an esteemed real estate agent and you're trying to get from 200 to 400 grand. People hit those walls all the time. It's very normal, right? So in here, you'll feel sad. You ever wake up and you just feel sad and you don't know why? Because you're like, I don't know what to do. I'm not getting any listings. I'm not getting transactions. We're not getting more inspections. Same thing with you. We talk marketing. You feel anxious about marketing because you've tried different things. And there are 17 different things you could do. And maybe 2 of them will actually work for you. Now keep in mind, you have a business. Some people don't even know how to get their marketing going. I met Sean. He had no clue what he was doing. Said, get in shape, read books, put your products in a format that people can actually understand. $2,000 for an hour, what does that mean? I'm out, right? Did I not call you when I was at Target at 9:30 because I love you? Like, how do you explain this to the people of what you do? How do you stop feeling this anxiety because you have 17 different ways you could package your products and you just don't know how to do it? And even more, he feels sad. He comes to me, I don't know. So again, you guys will all go through this at different phases. Don't think you're above it. Some of you guys could be 60, 65 and you're in one of these phases. I don't know how to retire. I don't have any money in the bank. I'm working transaction to transaction still. And that's a real situation. People don't want to accept it. So again, a lack of strategy, it just means a lack of priorities. That's all it is. The income producing activities. What are your priorities when you're here? What are your priorities when you go into the office? Are you going there and attacking it and you're going to war to build your company and your brand? Or are you just kind of hanging out? And all that is like what my man is, or Mark, right? How do you choose and allocate limited resources against unlimited options? I can go drink a couple beers at happy hour because you guys throw dope events every night. Literally every night I go to Chester's or McFlanagan's or whatever the place we went to. They all kind of smell vaguely like pee. I don't know. They're like weird little like hole in the wall places. Sorry, that's weird to people, but that's when I walk in. I'm like, okay, this place is cool. So again, how do you allocate that? How do you lock down what you need to do every single day to be who you need to be in 5 years? Because I guarantee you're going to meet that person in 5 years. All right? Everybody needs a coach. So again, if you don't know what to do or where to go, that's on you, boo-boo. There's resources out there. There are resources. There are free resources on YouTube. Now, I'm not saying listen to everything and read 7 books and get all immersed and get crazy, but there's local people here, okay? There's people that will come to your branch and come talk to you like me. They put these events in here. There's seasoned pros in business. There's seasoned veterans here in the real estate game. So if you don't have that dry injection, throw your wallet over the fence and get some help. Because again, that gap is costing you. There's real estate agents that focus on that final 5 years of how to get you out and how to get you retired and what to do with your money. There's real estate coaches in there that get you young and they want to mentor you and train you. You know what it would do if you could just put down $99 or $199 or whatever it is a month and you have somebody to hold you accountable? Because coaches won't let you hide. Taylor, you can't hide from me any single day. Every day. Did you work out today? Yes or no?
Yeah.
All right. Did you do your work checks today? Yes or no? Are you ready to cry? I don't know. I have no more questions for you.
I told the lady earlier I was going to cry. Like, I'm committed.
Yeah. But again, some of you guys don't have that. Party of one, solopreneur. You got nobody. So if you need a coach, there's coaches here. Guess what? I think your slide's going to pop up, but it froze my computer. Oh, no. Okay, sorry, Jason. It was supposed to pop up your photo right above all of them, just like bam, but then my computer started freezing. All right, so Jason, same thing. Hot tip, he offers coaching services to take what you need to try and learn and the stuff that you don't want to do and you don't want to take the time to put together and you don't know how to do it and it creates anxiety and everybody tells you need to do social media, but you don't know what to do, so you don't do anything and you just stay in this cycle. He's got a solution for you. It's cheaper than you think. He's going to give it away for free today. All right? So if you need that accountability, you need to get it. Your family is counting on you. Don't be above it. Put your ego aside. All right? Family and business. How many have families here? Tay, you don't got a family? No, I'm just kidding. Yep. It may be a pain in the buns at times. Maybe you think it's not appropriate in real estate and real estate training, right? But get your family involved in your business. If they think all those things that all those people think about real estate agents, how are you ever going to change that if you don't bring them along for the ride? How are your kids ever going to know what you fully do and the impact that you give, that you support, and you put out there if they're not involved in these? And what would be the harm? They learn a couple things and maybe they got to be bored 30 minutes about some dude yelling about stuff that doesn't apply to them or real estate, right? But start bringing your family. If you're going to places where your family's not welcome, find new freaking places. I guarantee you I'd rather do business with somebody like Mark, who I know if my air goes out, he's not just doing it, but he's doing it in service of his, how many kids you got?
2.
His 2 kids and his wife. And that's what he cares about. And I know Mark, when he's away from his kids and family, that he's out there attacking it. Every single day, he's finding new ways to get installations and systems. And then when he's a father, he's all in. He's there. He's active. They're camping. You have every darn toy I've ever seen in my life. You have a sick life. I'm very jealous. I told you that, right? But again, start bringing your family along for the ride. You'll be amazed what happens to you. The connections, the people that want to do business with you, the people, it just opens up a whole nother facet and feeling. There's nothing better. There's nothing better than having my wife and baby here in the back corner to hang out with me and watch me speak for the first time. A little nerve-wracking, but now I have an opportunity to tell my son that we are a family that helps people, that pours in energy, and my son humbled me, has more energy than I ever thought that I thought I had it. That little dude has humbled me and changed my whole world of what I thought was energy. But start bringing them. You'll see what happens. You'll feel another light, another energy. It will motivate you, it will push you. They're now going to see daddy in action. And guess what? Your kids are going to know if you're there or not. You come speak to me after this, I'm going to see it in your eyes if you're here or not. I'm going to see it in your eyes. Your kids are going to see it. Your wife, your husband, your partner is going to see it. Hot tip, we're going to know. We're going to know. You know. All right? So make sure. I just heard something crazy, like the biggest form of child neglect is not following up on your dreams. I was like, whoa, that's a little harsh. But it's pretty true. How are you going to expect your kids to follow their dreams and their passion and go for it when you don't? Do you want your kids to be coachable? Do you want them to want to learn and get better? Do you want them to train daily to be a better person and have a good mindset? How the hell are they going to do it if you're not going to do it? Seriously. How are you going to do it? All right? Oh, cool. More photos. Oh, that's this morning. Hey, who's that, Kobe? Yeah. That was literally at like 7 o'clock, 7:30 when my presentation was freezing. And he wanted to get his little thing out and work next to daddy. And that's where life is at right there. That's how I was freaking out because I thought I deleted my whole presentation. So maybe I was a little prankosaurus. Sorry, boo. I even bring him to conferences. People think I'm crazy. I don't care. Whatever. Come be around great people. Come be around winners. Come be around people that tell you to go chase your dreams. What's the downside? He might ninja kick me in the throat later, but he does that anyways. All right? So again, if you don't include your wife and family, or if you're a young man and you want those things, or your loved ones, it doesn't have to be wife and kids, people that count on you, nieces, nephews, people who look up to you, people who aspire, who want, like, are counting you on every day. And then who are your kids' heroes? Dead serious. Are you like, real estate, it's tough. You guys are nuts. You guys are like us at our office. We're psycho, we're selling stuff, we're moving here, we're doing this, we're scanning this, we're faxing this. I think every one of you ladies have like this fun mom energy. Like, yeah, we're gonna get you a house, let's go, okay, yeah. Like, super excited. I'm like, okay, I feel like we're going on like a treasure hunt together. I'm like, yeah, okay, all right. Are you like your kids' heroes? Are you your significant other's fantasy? I'm not talking in the physical sense. But the person that they married before you got in the game, when you used to have beautiful blue eyes and they're black now, because you've been through the cuts and you've been through it. Are you still the person? Are you still that elite athlete? That's what I'm making Taylor go chase. Dog, you're still an elite athlete. You just forgot about it. You got comfortable. Closed too many deals. You ate too many steaks. Went to too many happy hours. It's time to get back to war. It's a different economy. It's a different market. All right? Your wife and kids, they don't have to choose you. They don't. They don't have to choose you. My wife didn't like me very much, maybe like, I don't know, 2 hours ago. No, I'm just kidding. But if you're coming in and you're grinding and you're tearing them down, and you're taking all that real estate negative energy that you're harboring, what do you think's going to happen? What are you bringing home daily? What are you bringing home every day? Anybody feel like you might be a little guilty of this? Never? Everybody's batting 1,000? I never come home, honey. I'm like, oh, dude, we took a back charge and this and that and that. Like, it's normal. You're rolling all that energy. It happens all the time. Good news is my wife's like, shut up. So stop taking the trash home. Seriously, if you want to make it through this tough cuts and this next endeavor into real estate and you really want to push to the next level and you want to lock down, you want to go from 100 to 200 grand, you want to go from 50 inspections a week to 100, you want to do 1 replacement a day to 3, then what you say at home matters. Not just to your immediate family, but to your friends, to the people that you're counting to support you. All right? What do I hear? The market's slow, interest rates. Cool, neat. Next, people are still selling houses. People still selling houses? Exactly. All right, is that even real? No, it's just something that my buddy that I was telling you about just puts in his brain, and that's easy to pawn off and write off. The listing agent's an idiot. Another open house today on the Saturday, honey. Right? Stupid continuing. Dude, if I hear one more of you guys complain about continuing education, is that like that bad? I hear like, seems like everybody and their mothers complain like, oh, I gotta do continuing education. Why don't you take that 3-4 hours, you triple it, and you go down and you learn some real stuff. And you make sure you come out of your continuing education like a warrior, and you learn all those little things that don't even matter, and you put in your time. I would just hire a VA, but maybe that's not ethical. Next slide. My boss and manager did this and that. Right? Well, look at it. Go to the holiday party this year. See all the wives that are looking at the managers with like a little stank face. You'll see it. Oh yeah. And why? Because that dude came home every day and complained about his boss. And didn't take accountability and didn't take action. Didn't go to war. And it's easy to pawn it off on Jimmy. Oh, he didn't do that. I didn't get this. I'm not getting leads. I'm not getting that. Seriously, you guys see it all day, right? I'm not doing that. If Taylor's girlfriend or wife comes to me, she better be smiling, loving. They better be just bought a boat. They better be getting a second house. They better be thriving and moving forward and engaging in life and living and going on vacations. I want her hugging me. Do you think I want to be the dude there? Like, well, you know, Taylor's only making this. I ain't living that life. I don't know about you. So again, what do you get when you talk like this? You're always working late. How come you're never home? My mom is the worst at this. She guilts me every single week. I never see you. I never see you. Well, I try. I go see them, but I got to keep my mind right. I've struggled. I've been into drugs. I've gambled. I've been in recovery. Sometimes I have to take Sunday to get fully reset with my family and get everything I need for a successful week, because that's how I function, because I can't leave white space on my calendar because I know where my brain goes. So again, I have to dominate that and I have to fully understand that. So what do? Right? Oh, we're out of order, but whatever. Right? So how do you change your language? Even when I'm talking I was talking to Onye one day, we were at lunch. He's like, man, I'm such an idiot. Freaking, I gotta be here. And I'm like, I didn't know him, okay? So this was a ballsy play. All right? But I looked at him, I was like, dude, shut up. I was like, literally, is that what I said? I was like, shut up. I can't sit next to you. I don't know him. This is week 2. We're at Mimi's Cafe or somewhere cute with good muffins or something. And I said, dude, how do you talk to yourself that way? I go, you say you're an idiot, you're stupid, X, Y, and Z. I go, when in fact, you overcommit because you care. And you take care of your people, so you're willing to be at 2 places in one time, even though you know it's not practical. And then I reminded him, how many mortgages does he pay for the people on his team and below him? How many families do you freaking feed? All right, so are you an idiot? Or are you providing for more people than you even comprehend and understand? And it's 2 different ways. If you're taking phase 1 back to your home, then you're an idiot. Taking phase 2, you're pretty cool in my book. All right? And then, honey, I've been hitting it hard. You know, I've been on the phones. There's not a lot in the word, but we're going at it every day. Bell to bell, we're on the phones, we're texting, we're emailing. I got a couple good things in the hopper. Or even better, honey, you wouldn't believe me. when we opened the gate and the young girl went around the yard and they saw the pool. And I saw the dad smile. And I knew that he felt like he made it. And I saw the dog run and the sprinklers kicked on, man. I know I'm getting good at this real estate, babe. I know this is where I belong. What's gonna happen? What are you gonna get? Hey, it's okay, honey. You go help those people. You do your job. They need a home, right? But if you're always complaining, or are you painting that picture for your family of how great? I don't do marketing. I change people's lives. I give them so much energy and love and transfer that all in a 10 to 15 minute phone call, even if they're not buying because I got stuff to do, that they're gonna remember what we did and they're gonna thank us. And it doesn't matter, the money aside, they'll come back. But we're gonna transfer that love and energy, and that's what I want you guys to start doing. You need to bring a level of confidence, energy, and warmth to your family that they can feel when you sit at that table. When you go to brunch with all your family, man, if you're dominating these tasks and you're doing what you need and you're going to attack it every day and you're working out and you're training and you're building your confidence, how different is your life, Sean? Crazy? Impact? Relationship with your wife? Me too. Me freaking too. All right? I can assure you that your family wants you to go out and slay it. Right? Your husband, wife, they don't like this cage, muted, docile. It's not what they're looking for. It's not about being masculine or anything like that. But they want you to go attack it. Your husband wants you to go attack it. Your kids want you to go attack it. Every single day. And it's disrespectful to let your family down. So you can lie to yourself, you can do whatever you want, but look your kids in the eyes. Make them come to your events. You think I'm not going to go ham when my kids are here? Of course I have to. I don't have a choice. All right? So a couple things real quick before I'm done. Show up every day for yourself, for your family, and the people that depend on you. Have gratitude for being in such an amazing opportunity and profession. Some people never will have the opportunity to make what you guys can make. Have gratitude. Even if you don't feel you haven't had a transaction, know that you're in the right arena, you're in the right tank. All right? Treat people how they want to be treated. Serve people. We're here to serve you at the highest level. When I come to speak, I'm not speaking to preach. I'm not here for me. I don't have one QR code. I don't have one offer, one coaching deal. I don't care. Because we're here to serve at a high level. You guys need to start taking that and start treating people how they want to be treated. All right? Income producing activities versus non-income producing activities. Hold yourself accountable. And if you can't hold yourself accountable, get somebody that can. And dead serious. If you don't have that power, you don't have that ability. No, when I used to gamble, I used to have to drive all the way around the city. All the way around the city. I didn't have a choice. Now that I have a family, I'm strong and I got help and I figured out who I am as a man, I'm good now. But know yourself. If you're soft, you're drinking too much, throw it out. You're smoking weed every day, you're lazy, throw it out. You're around a bunch of friends who don't care about your success, throw them out. Just kidding. Well, I truly mean that. For a while, I had to shelf my mom. That's very tough. It's not easy to do. There's constant guilt and this and that, and it was negative. I couldn't function as a man and be there with my family and the energy and the mindset that I needed to go slay it with that around me. It's tough. Now I'm older. Now I have that relationship. But I'm very, very cautious. I don't have a choice. Take your family with you and then get better every day. Every single day. And I promise you this much, guys. Wake up every day with a purpose. Don't ever, ever, ever go to sleep without feeling accomplished. If that's your day to be a super dad, you be a freaking super dad. If that's your day to take your wife out, you take your freaking wife out to the nines. If it's your day to go to war and you go attack it, you go to war. And you don't go to bed until you feel accomplished. And whatever that means to you is great. If it's about being the best mom that you can be and taking care of our son, then you make sure you go to bed damn accomplished and feeling good about yourself. That whether you did good or bad, you did it with love and intent and energy, and you gave back to the people that counted on you. And I promise you guys, your life will change forever. So I'm Stephan Brule. Thank you for having me, guys. I appreciate it. Boom. Yeah, no worries. You guys have any? They said do some Q&A. Do you guys want to ask questions? Anybody?
Or cues or questions?
Somebody ask a question just so I feel cool.
Well, here, I got a comment.
Yeah.
That hit home for me because I was thinking about the other day my wife just freezed me saying, "You're always complaining about your customers." Like, whoa.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that, you know?
Yeah.
So anyway, it hit home for me.
Yeah. I think it's crazy because it's easy. Because you do that for 8, 9, 10 hours, and then you do care, and you're passionate about what you do, and you keep pushing, and then you get home, and it's hard to shut it off. You know, what are you showing your kids every time you pull your phone? I'm in digital marketing. It happens all the time. It sucks. I have people that are counting on me, but is it really that important? So make sure you're conscious of that. Anybody else? Yep.
We spend 8 hours or more a day, us, in the office with each other, and so we become family. But it's like the things we're giving up, like the people we're giving up. Like I'm out here by myself. I left my family to come to college and I'm working, but my family's not here, like nowhere in the state of Arizona. And so when I talk to my mom, like I did this morning, and she's like, what are you doing today? Like, how's your day gonna go? Or what's going on? All of those things. I think about I'm giving up time with the people that I really love, that I really, really care about, to be here and to be doing this. So I like what you said about that because that's what we're doing. That's the goal, to create a life for our family.
Yep, absolutely.
Stephanie, you mentioned when things were down, you quit your job, you know, you were at a place of desperation. And I think there are probably some people in this room who may be in that boat right now. Like, how did you get yourself back up and figure out how to scratch and claw and get to where you are now, where in 4 months you had, what was it, $164,000 of revenue?
I think building your foundation sounds really corny, but I think at every point you have to start taking self-inventory. All right, and maybe like it's like that moment where like every 5 years you look back like, dude, I was so stupid. I was so stupid 5 years ago. It's unbelievable, you know. And everybody has that. I guess that's what they're like, well, that's why. If somebody tells you that, it was taking self-inventory. It was total immersion for me. From the moment I woke up, I was watching documentaries and stuff, and it didn't even have to be business related. I like learned about icebergs and stuff, and I just knew the more that I learned, the more that I would connect and be able to relate to people. The more that I knew, and I've literally signed $10,000, $12,000 like flooring deals back when I sold it, because they're like, yeah, leave the bid there, and then the husband comes down, and he's like, oh, I'm like, what do you do? He's like, I'm an engineer. I start popping off about fracking because I watched something. He's like, oh, good job. So I pass me on the back, signs the contract, and walks away. I didn't put the price on it yet. You know, and it's just having that connectability is probably going to be your guys' superpower, right? And some people only focus on sports and stuff, but total immersion, learning, and then just being real with who I was as a person. But again, I had to listen to audiobooks. I had to make sure I had no white spaces on my calendar. I have to stay busy. I have to run at this level. I don't expect my wife and my son to do that. Good news, my son does, which is pretty dope. But again, it's just building yourself back, figuring out what you want. And I'm not that 5 a.m. ice plunge type person, but it's just knowing who you are and making sure you put your safeguards against that. If you know you're lazy, you got to counterbalance that.
You tell he and I hang out a lot. I was going to ask something down a similar avenue here. However, I want you to go a little more in depth. I want you to tell us what your turning point was, what the exact moment was, what you felt. And typically in these moments, especially with individuals who are going through that struggle, you know, you can give a philosophy. A philosophy is going to be harder to grasp. Tell us what happened to you exactly, and what symbol, what light did you see that really turned it for you? What would you say?
Yeah, the first one would be when I got into some trouble for doing some bad things when I was gambling. Right? And my family was in POS, my mom was bad, and first light was my wife. Because I got in trouble. And she sat there and said, I'm not going anywhere. I've got you, babe. We're going to build this together, you're going to go get help, we're going to get treatment. And that was probably the moment when I would say I started building myself into a man. When I realized that I had something so special here and so meaningful to me. And maybe some people, different love, different stuff means different stuff to them, but I never felt anything like that. Just that support, that I felt so alone, that I burned every bridge, that I robbed everybody that I knew, that I didn't have a friend. I had my wife and one other person, James Beagle. After I stole from this dude, he was the only dude that showed up with the a U-Haul. I didn't have one friend left. didn't have one friend. And this dude that I took from showed up and helped me load all my stuff. And helped me get back to my house and unload it. And gave me a hug and reminded me that the truth will always set you free. I think I was 24, 25 when that moment happened. And now I don't have a choice. The only way you can thank somebody like a James P. Eagle, the only way is to freaking give back. To reverberate that energy a million times across the universe. Every young man I meet, every person that's struggling, it's the only way you do it. So one, my life in that moment, and then again, just knowing that you have the ability to do it. I mean, I can work, man. I can work. I mean, beyond people's beliefs, nonstop. I think I'm going on about 6 hours in the last 48 hours. Like real talk, I went to bed at 4, I was up at 7. Went to bed last night at 4, I was up at 7. So knowing that I can just do it, and I always know I can work double the hours and get double skilled, and I can always get caught up. But some of those moments, man, you don't forget those. That's really the pivotal thing where it's like, dude, all right, take self-inventory, start learning, consume everything you can. But it was a moment. It was definitely my wife standing by me, and then the birth of my son. You can't go through something like that and not surrender. You can't do it. After that, I remember going for a walk. I live in Morrison Ranch. It's like the most gorgeous neighborhood ever. Sorry, you don't get to live there. You know, there's not a house in there. So I was like, dude, do whatever. I know the house is shot. Just get in there, dog. The worst real estate advice ever.
Yeah.
But just that process and knowing that there's a greater power. I'm so connected and weird. I can feel my son when he was on my chest, that energy transfer. I can see the Fibonacci series in the back of his head, that spiral. That's the same spiral that's out in those galaxies. So I don't know what it means, but I know it's crazy. I know there's a power and an energy, and now I have this ability to give back and pour into my son and my wife and my family and Darren's, and we can build truly, truly changing for me, stuff that I'll never forget. And some people are like, all right, like James P. is like, you're telling people? I'm like, hell yeah, I'm telling people. Like, you never did anything wrong? You never did no dirt? So probably a couple moments like that.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yep.
I don't know how to follow that up, but we're talking about time wasting activities. How do you prioritize your time, man?
Yeah. I don't look at time as like a circular thing. It's just linear. I can pull 2 hours from here and add it onto the back of my day. And in fact, I don't like to get up early. Hot tip. I'll never meet you at the cold plunge in the morning. Not never. I don't want a 5 a.m. gym. I've tried it. I hate it. It's miserable. Good for you if you do it. Kudos. You go to bed at 8:30 neat. All right. But for me, well, people always like, you stay up late, you sleep in. I'm like, well, you go to bed at 7:30. So what's the difference? So the big thing for me is just knowing that it's all fluid. It's all linear. So, I mean, I don't have to live by anybody's standards. I also chose a job and profession where I don't have to worry about that. So I make sure I put triggers and habits or processes to counterbalance where I want that freedom. All right, just like I hire the people in Baltimore and Florida to make sales calls. Why? Because I don't want to be there at 7:30 when the Google ads are turning on. But I have people that are there ready to set up. To the point even when I was like working other jobs and stuff and I was selling marketing, well, I'd get to the marketing office at like 5, 6, 7 o'clock at night. I couldn't call no East Coast places. I called businesses in Hawaii. So just being resourceful. Just getting what you need. But again, you should know what you need to do every morning to attack. Because otherwise, you don't have any plan. Like with talking to clients and prospects, I have to get through to my team. Sometimes like you're on hopium. Like you're just hoping you're going to say something that's going to make them want to list with you. Like you just think you're just going to wave some pixie dust and just, ooh, I said purple. They love purple. We're in. It's not how it works. So I make sure I'm acutely aware of that. And again, maybe it's the don't go to bed until I feel accomplished. And I have a fear of failure, like real bad. I still picture them towing my like BMW out in front of my wife. Like when I bought my first house, Sean, I literally, when I got my keys, like, and Brian's wife hooked me up with the house right there. What up, Brian? I literally moved my stuff in, like a cooler and a couch. Cause I was like, there's gotta be some Arizona law. Once I occupy it, they can't take it. Cause I was like, this is unreal. Like they're gonna take my house. I still wake up that day to day. So if you can always be an underdog, you wake up with that chip on your shoulder. Again, whether you're brand new, if you pop off and do 3 transactions, you better figure out how to get that next one. Kind of like what's the best championship? The next championship. And I think a lot of us just fall very complacent and just in the normal routine, and this is the way. Dude, it's not the way. Just like you change your whole business and structure because it wasn't the way. So that's how I prioritize. I just keep it fluid. Cool. Anything else? Very left side dominant room. Cool?
All right, thank you, Stefan.
Cool. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.